Well, happy Wednesday. We're back.
Yes.
And as the headline shows, we're going to either have another Afghanistan or the Chaz Summer of Love in Iran.
Yep.
That's what I predict. Any other predictions? I want to get on that that betting app because you bet for everything.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Can't think of it now.
Yeah, I
but
can't
yes.
Kashi.
Kashi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally bet on
Everything. You
the
can
weather.
bet on
the weather and anywhere. Like
anything.
There it is.
There we go.
Oh, that's great.
Headline tonight: Soldiers issued Crocs, so Trump can say he didn't put boots on the ground. Thank you, Babylon B. I really think you should consider having us write for you too, because it's perfect. It's perfect. I know. Let's turn our attention to the anti-boots man who has lived in this position before. Producer Jared, what do you?
I don't like it.
I knew.
I don't like it. I fully acknowledge that we can't. Well, let me pull up this headline. So this is from Reuters, but there right now 3,000 is the number, and those 3,000 are from the 82nd. We saw in fact, I could probably pull up the video. I didn't grab it for tonight, but there's a video of a drone that hit. I don't know if it was Ali Salim or which air base it was, but they targeted using an FPV drone.
It was Ali Oxenfree. Ali Oxenfree.
Drone. Let's see, Iranian drone. They used an FPV drone and they took out a medevac helicopter. And these are they're fairly sparsely occupied right now. But once we take the 82nd and they go into the Middle East, it's danger, Will Robinson danger, because we don't know what's left of it. 85%, 90%, whatever of their military capabilities have been taken out. But we don't know what artillery, what MLRS systems.
Still 20%, 25% is still something,
Yeah. I'm going to find that video.
I know that Trump comes out and says we've taken everything from them. It's like, well, no, because you've still got drones and stuff that they're using. So you haven't, and that's going to be something that's hard to completely take out, I would think.
Well, if I'm being very transparent and consistent, intellectually consistent, I'm not going to play the music because I think it's an Iranian.
I'll do it for you.
Propaganda video, but you can see they used a basic
Creed
FPV drone, and it looks like there you go.
He took it out.
Yeah,
he took it out.
Yeah. And
nobody was. It doesn't look like anybody was on it or any. It's
no, but it flew
still.
right past a radar system. I mean, these things are something with a small cross section, and look. Once we've got more soldiers, these types of attacks, it's going to continue. And I said, I don't want boots on the ground. It's where I draw a line. Now, does this mean they're going into Iran? Is this a threat? Is because you're sending some pretty hardcore dudes, right? You're sending the 82nd in. And the 82nd, 101st, those are typically I think they call them, they used to call them QRF, but I think it's IRF or Immediate Reaction Force. If I remember correctly, and somebody in the comments could correct me where I'm wrong, if you're a vet out there, but they would assign different divisions as the Immediate Reaction Force, and it would get, I think it was on a rotational basis. So basically, to deal with any threats that come up, you send 82nd, or you send the 101st, or you send the 10th Mountain. The the ones that 10th Mountain, a little, I guess, less so, but nonetheless, you get the 82nd over there, you definitely mean business. And my hope is it's just a threat to say they're here, and it's only 3,000. 3,000 is not going to take over Iran, like it just ain't. It's going to take a lot more than that. So
even the damage that we have done over there, 3,000, would that do anything? I mean, 3,000, it seems to me, I don't know any better, but it seems to me like quite a few troops.
Well, but I mean, you think about 3,000 at the Speedway.
Oh, that's like ants.
And now
from above. I mean,
now picture Iran.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it does seem like a lot of troops, but really, I mean, it's it's not. However, there are troops, and we don't want to lose anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's where it gets really dicey. I have seen multiple interviews of people that are there. Oh, like somehow these people are able to get stuff out backdoor channels or whatever. But there's a sense from what I'm seeing that they wouldn't mind our help.
Yeah.
And I saw a video from Tehran of a rally of, I don't even know if it was a rally. It was just people, throngs of people in the streets, like they're really, just keep in mind that just a few months ago, over 40,000 were murdered there for protesting in the streets.
Yeah.
And they're out there doing it again.
Well, and there are people that are loyal to the Ayatollah. There's people that aren't. And I mean, you take a country of 90, whatever it is, 92, 93, 94 million people, I forget. This is easy math, 90 million people. Even if, 10% are loyal, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. And those people have guns.
Right.
And the other people that are not loyal don't have guns.
Because I say this about every stinking country that we get involved in. Why are we doing it and not the people? And, I'm not an isolationist by any stretch of the imagination. Like I used to be. I was very much an isolationist, and I'm just not anymore. But I expect the people in that country to stand up against them. But typically it's because they've been disarmed. When you get these authoritarians in there, same thing as the socialists do or whatever. So yeah, they don't have the means to rise up.
Well, every time I think about regime change now, because of only one time that we've really talked, I remember talking heavily about it with you, is every time I hear the mention regime change, I think of you and what you say, like, this has never worked.
That's correct.
Ever.
We're very, very bad at it.
Yes.
We are batting 0.
Yeah.
I mean, and so I think, but doesn't it still, the rhetoric and everything else, he's holding true to not being the regime changers. Like he's still talking about the people taking their government. And so I guess
he all options are on the table with him, though. From it's like
well, I mean, the fact that he talked to the Iranian, about don't you open up the Strait of Hormuz and we'll not bomb your infrastructure, your electric power grids, and it's like, I mean,
I think he likes to dance around any and every option to keep people guessing because you don't know what the heck he's going to do. Yeah, no idea.
That is very valid. He keeps everybody guessing, and that's why
everybody guessing.
Yes. Yeah. Even his own people.
Yes,
it's no idea.
Yes,
that's why I think that. That's why I'm hoping that this 3,000 troop movement.
Yeah.
Of ground troops. That's all they do. These guys are, and the Marines. They've got one of the. I think it's a MEF that they've got. Which one is it? I forget who it is, but anyway, the Marines that when the naval, when they had all the naval power going in there to destroyers and whatnot, they had the Marines with them. So the big army is that's what I always call it. I'm sure that there's some soft guys that are in the area as well. You're not going to do anything in a country like that without some soft guys. So I think that they've got them. When the big army moves in, that's like the wrecking ball. It's the scalpel is your SF and SEALs or whoever. You
right.
pick your poison.
But 82nd is
80 seconds that's
hammer.
a sledgehammer,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, you're jackhammering up some sidewalk at that point.
Yeah.
You're not.
But are they? I mean, they're still not in country. So is it just another bargaining chip? Is it just another thing that's on the table? Like we're there,
just like a show of muscle, basically.
Right. Well, they're getting them spun up, and all indications are this was from. Let's see. I think it was Disclosed TV, and they were reporting from, I believe, the Wall Street Journal. Let me pull this up. So the Pentagon has, I guess this has become, I haven't seen a statement about this.
That's pretty bad.
It's usually just getting reported in the media, but they're going to order within the next hours 3,000 troops of the Army's elite 82nd Airborne to deploy to the Middle East to support the Iran war.
Wow. Man, that's amazing. Look at that, ladies. Look at the parallel
right
parking
there,
job on those airplanes.
God, that's amazing.
Look at that, girls. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
There's a meme out there that showed let's see, what was it? Let me see if I can find the meme.
If you're going to show me the one about the liquor store poles all being pushed over, and it's like, look how funny this is, At least these men are being responsible by sending their wives to the liquor store for them.
No,
that's not it.
No, that wasn't that one. It wasn't that one.
Yeah.
in the airplane. It was, oh my gosh, it was everywhere. In the C-17. It was a bunch of soldiers with palletized seating, and it was basically saying this is what a can of whoop ass looks like.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, where they're just like stacked up.
They had a bunch of soldiers in. Here it is. This is it. It's a image from Pinterest, but they would post this everywhere, and it became a meme. Palletized seating is the absolute worst. Here we go. I'll pull this up.
Oh yeah.
But it was a wide angle shot inside of to the back of a C-17, and so it said this is what a can of whoop ass looks like. But yeah, I mean,
this may be a stupid question.
Yeah.
Did you like
Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so once you're, I was there during the height of the war, so I was, 2006 to 2007, 2007 to 2009, then 2011 to 12. I think it was 11 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like at the thralls of it. And when you would fly, they would like contract aircraft to move troops. It was just like flying in a Delta flight almost, except everybody's got, M4s and you've got saws and 240 Bravos and all this in the seats, like in the plane. It's really wild. And then you get to a certain point and you start taking military aircraft. And palletized seating is like some of the most uncomfortable seating. Yeah. But anyway, you're just jammed in like sardines.
Is palletized seating, in your opinion, worse than the seating at like Cracker Barrel?
Yes.
Okay. Because it's bad over there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
people.
Are we talking about the renovate the ones that?
No, the old school.
okay,
Yeah, the
old
old
school. I
fashioned, not
gotcha.
the new one. The new one's ergonomic. It's great. IKEA.
But here's the other thing is where they're sending them. I don't know that. They haven't made this clear, exactly where they're going to be going. And I don't even think this, I read through this Reuters article, and I'm sure they're not going to telegraph where they're sending them, but it's just going to be to get them closer so that obviously it's time and space is what they're trying to close. And if they need to send troops in, they can send them in relatively quickly. Now they've talked about taking the island, what's the island name?
What?
I didn't make a note of that one either.
With all the oil and stuff.
Yeah.
Karg.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
KHARG, I think is
Right. So if it's going to be to occupy something like that, I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to be intellectually consistent.
It's an odd. Honestly, I haven't really listened to or pay attention to a whole lot of news the past 2-3 weeks. There's been certain reasons for that, like family stuff, and then just like busy with work. And
Dude,
it's just
listen,
like,
it is a fascinating little cycle because it's spring break.
yeah,
Everybody's gone, family. It's like this. It's almost like we hit the pause button, and it's not as, although it's been more crazy. It's not as much. I haven't been paying attention as much either.
like some of. Oh yeah, that's like some of it's like
Yeah, like this.
Well, the propaganda, I will tell you, this is an Iranian.
this is a
propaganda
bold
film.
video.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna turn this down. Ooh. Iranian propaganda.
Soleimani.
He gone.
If y'all didn't catch the head of
Yeah.
Liberty there, that was not.
I mean, did you notice they threw in the
Epstein Island.
Epstein Island, Vietnam War, Yemen,
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima. Like it's their effort to try and rally la-di-da-di everybody that is.
Well,
either
every one of
perceived-
those is our fault.
yes.
Like
Oh,
Japan, for example. Did you see the video, by the way, of him with Trump with the premier of Japan?
Oh, the lady. Oh,
Yes.
and that that
You know,
reporter.
Yeah, he's like, well, you kind of surprised us too when you attacked Pearl Harbor. Like,
She was like, "Gosh, I."
I mean,
The look on her face was like,
I know, but then did you see her later with the presidential wall and she was laughing at the auto pin? She got the biggest kick out of that. Yeah, this is so great. The Japanese prime minister.
Japan and US are very good friend. But one question: why didn't you tell US allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about we Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing you don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor?
Look at her face.
"Yeah."
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Immediately.
me.
Oh,
No, you
He-
believe in surprise.
He has zero
I
brain
think
mouth
much more
filter.
so than us.
Just and I love it. And, I
we had
mean,
to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out the first 2 days. We probably knocked out 50% of what we, and much more
Dude,
than
she
we
just keeps
anticipated
looking at
doing.
that.
So,
yeah.
It's like I'm so
I
uncomfortable.
mean, but you,
right now.
but you think about it at this point, and everybody, there was a lot of hoopla about that statement, but at this point, they're our friends.
Yeah.
We're allies. Like, yeah, that was a long time ago. That was,
yeah, buddy.
I mean,
That was it's getting
almost 100 years ago.
almost 100 years. So yeah. So
And, you know, we got to kind of put that stuff to bed, you know, Britain, Tea Party. Like, we got to kind of just relax. It's all right.
but really though, what what an answer though.
Yeah, what an answer. And like so quick, just so quick. You can't say he's slipping.
No.
There was no bumbling around there. No, you're going to take you out back.
Corn pop.
Fine.
I'll see if I can find the video of her with at that wall. That would be a good
Yeah,
one. to
that
show.
was that was just so classic. Classic. But I mean, you know, if you think about this, if we do go in with the 82nd, I mean, I can't help but think the people, I mean, I've seen, you know, I follow Amir, we all do.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen things like, you know, there are people that are in the IRC that are saying like, if you come here, we'll lay down our arms. Like we'll just, you know, we're not going to fight you. They don't want to fight us. They want out of it too. Could it be another Iraq? And you remember in the first Desert Storm when you know the Republican Guard was coming out, you know, with their hands up, like they didn't fire a shot. They were just like, the Americans are here. Let's go get free. You know, let's get freedom. You know,
But if there's nothing to fill that vacuum, this is what happens every time. There's nothing to fill the vacuum, the power vacuum, except for the crazies, because the crazies are armed and the crazies have a structure.
correct.
They have, you know, they have a hierarchy that already exists, and that
Yes.
when that hierarchy just replaces the government, you get Iraq, you get, you know, Syria, Yemen, you know, whatever. And so that's kind of the messy part of regime change. And they have, you know, he's kind of been touted, the Prince Pahlavi, who
Yeah.
was the, you know, the son of the Shah, and it wasn't great under the Shah, but it was a lot better
A lot
than it is
better.
now, and it's kind of a lesser of two evils. And that's the other look. I don't care if it's the U.S., if it's Iran, if it's any other country. You're never going to have the perfect leader. So
No.
we have to acknowledge that. But we put in we ruin the whole thing typically.
Do you
when
know?
it
I
comes
think
to regime
you
change.
know when you
And
look at it though.
well, let me hang on. Let me
ahead.
just make the point. Is that the reason I think Iran stands to have a better or has a better chance is because there's still a pretty, you know, solid. There's still a generation who remembers what it was like prior
Correct.
to the Ayatollah.
Yep.
And you know that existed in other places, but they also have a sense of national identity. They were very nationalistic. The Iranians, the Arabs in general, they kind of latch on to their nationality. That's not comparable in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is mostly rural and it doesn't
Tribal.
right. It's tribal and people don't necessarily even identify as Afghan. And we put in some guy who went to Stanford or Harvard, and as soon as everything went belly up, he grabbed pallets full of cash, hopped in a private plane, and headed to he went to like Qatar or something like that, and was hiding out. Right. So Iran is a little bit different. It's a little bit different animal. But that structure again, it has to be replaced so fast.
Well, and I think what we've got to do is, and I've thought a lot, meaning like more than 15 minutes about this. I wonder why it can't be done in the Middle East. Maybe it can be done here in Iran because, they're burning mosques to the ground, right? The people don't want Islam.
Well, they want Islam.
I don't know about that. I mean, what I've seen is kind of like, I don't know if it's split, but because what these people have been fed for the last 3 decades has been an oppressive version of Islam. It's been Sharia. It's been strict. It's been harsh, and so there's this rebellion against it. So maybe, just maybe, this could be the very first Middle Eastern superpower, so to speak, where we don't appoint Shia or Sunni, where we go, oh, your religion needs to stay out of your politics, like we've done in America. Like maybe they can establish the framework with the people there to go, no, we don't practice Sharia here. We're going to do this. If you want to practice Sharia, you can do that to some extent, but murder is murder. And because here's the thing, Sharia has killed more Iranians than anything or anyone has ever killed, right? Hanging them from city walls, 40,000 of them, murdered because they went against the Ayatollah.
Yeah, well, it's like full-blown Sharia versus quasi-Sharia. You can look at more developed countries in the Middle East.
Saudi Arabia,
Right. Well, and Saudi Arabia was that they were trying to westernize set parts of their country, even though they're run by still ultimately it's Sharia law that's driving their policy. They were trying to bring in more Western investment, and they tried to have a car show as an example. This was probably 5-6 years ago. And they wanted to have a car show that rivaled SEMA. They were going to have the biggest car show in the world. But the problem is they've got a bunch of crazies over there. They've got the radicals, and they couldn't guarantee security because of the radicals.
Right.
So they'll if it's Abu Dhabi or all these other places that have the beautiful cities where people are women hanging out by the pool in bathing suits and all that, they'll allow Western culture in certain places, but that's only to profit off the tourism. Mm-hmm. And if you step outside of certain zones and you're a woman and you get in a cab, you're going to get arrested.
Right.
It's like, so it still exists. It's just in Iran, they were in a lot of ways, very Western because they rolled back a lot of the rules and things that go along with Sharia, even though technically they still kind of follow it. You know what I mean? Because that's the system. We build a Christian country here. That's our nation was built on Christian principles. Theirs are still based on Islamic principles.
Correct.
So it's never going to be full freedom.
Well, the only reason I'm even offering this up is because of the pushback against Islam that's happening in Iran with the mosques being burned down and everything else. So I wonder I really do. I wonder what the balance, and you'll never know because no reporting coming out of there is going to be truthful, right? So you never know.
Oh, yeah.
But what is the percentage? We know that the underground church in Iran is the fastest growing in the world. Mm-hmm. We know that there are tons of Christians there. Millions and millions of Christians that are underground, and you want your faith to grow, persecuted a little bit, right? So these people are real Christians. They're not like we are here in the States. These people really love Jesus. These people really speak to the Father. They really study the Word when they can get it. They really dive in, and they really care about it and are consumed by it. And I wonder if it's not this. And I think I brought this up a few shows ago where I talked about the undercurrent of the revolution that's happening. Was there is a big number of Christian people in Iran that are, I'm sure, feeding this beast a little bit because they recognize the satanic influence that is over them, that they can't escape, and this is a way to get out. So I'm sure that they're helping with this, go ahead, not to riot and kill police officers, because the Iranian protests have been pretty peaceful. They're not, other than once we started dropping bombs, then it became, we're going to burn down the police stations. We're going to burn down, they've started to do some, but
even look, even if there is, okay, so if that's correct, and there is a large number of those folks, and they are, which I believe, I I think, like you say, it's the fastest growing underground church, one of them in the world. China also has a fast,
China's
yeah,
huge.
but it's
Huge.
the time will come where people are going to have to get unalived, and that's the difference when when people misread
Yeah.
Genesis, they misread or they misread the Ten Commandments, and in the Ten Commandments they say, well, "Thou shalt not kill." No, it's "Thou shalt not murder." It's the specific translation is you don't murder, and when you are in conflict against repressive, an oppressive regime or something that is satanic, like that's just part of mankind. That's just part of the human experience. Peace is a luxury. War is the norm. And we are trying to strive for peace all the time. But those folks, they can peacefully protest. But if they're going to take that country back, a lot of violence is going to have to be involved in it.
Yeah, I agree. I read a thing the other day, and I don't know if you guys, obviously, I mean, Chuck Norris passed away recently. And it's really, really frustrating to the Ayatollahs and those guys because Chuck Norris was dead 5 minutes and they found out there's no longer any virgins in heaven. So it's just how it is. I thought that was funny.
Wait, say that again?
There's no longer any virgins in heaven.
That was
Chuck Norris passed away. So, yeah. So
Yeah,
the Ayatollahs are really upset about that.
yeah.
Did
Yes.
I just say Genesis, by the way?
You did.
Oh, I meant Exodus. I apologize.
Yeah. Or Leviticus. It's all there. It's all.
yeah. It's.
I was.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
all,
You ever
it's all
say
the
something
same.
and then you're like, wait, what did I just say?
Yeah. I was kind of trying to track with where you were going with
I mean,
that.
really, what's the difference? Okay.
Yeah. They're all the same.
It's all the same.
So-
This one.
But yeah, I just think, it's a fascinating thought. Could we prop up a regime that's not based on a Sunni or Shia in that culture, in that climate? Is that what the people are going to want? Are the people going to just say, "Hey, we're done with this"? I mean, we don't know. Hopefully, we find out. Hopefully, we find out soon. I know that you're right. There will have to be, there will be blood, because these people only operate in that theater. Like they can't. You got to show strength that way to them,
Yeah.
and so, all right, there will have to be blood spilled, but hopefully it's by their own people, like let the people, which are, I mean, the movement that's happening over there and the people that are out, like the people outnumber the government by a great deal, and they're not happy
That's
with
the
their
case
government.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the people, if they just had the ability, instead of being meat shields, every one of them is just they're just waiting to catch a bullet. Every one of them, because they can't fire back. Now, did you show me the video? One of you guys sent the video of the drive-by shooting at the checkpoint. Like
That was probably
one of the Iranians, one of the Iranian citizens got a gun and they drove by a
yeah. I may
checkpoint
have
and
said
just started shooting them up. But that's what it's going to take. Is they've got to have the ability to defend themselves.
But it's the prison theory, right? Prison theory is you get a bunch of these hardened killers and these ruffians in a room or locked away in a place, but they'll be walking around all in the open, and there's 2, 3, 4 guards around them. Why not revolt? Why not take over and escape and that sort of thing? And that's what governments, how small governments control people. It's
Yes.
it's the prison, and I don't think it's called the prison theory, but you know what I mean. People have studied that. Why it's the same way during slavery, that why you've got all of these people that could easily take over the 10 people that are running.
Nobody wants to be the one to get the whip. You know what I mean? So everybody's like, I don't, we could, but who's going
Who's
first?
going to sacrifice
Right.
themselves?
Who's going first? Now, I mean, in odd cases like the shooting that just happened, where the students took the shooter out with their bare hands and killed him.
Oh, that was
Buddy.
legit.
Those things,
That was legit.
those things happen where people will rise up against a weapon, knowing that
Yeah.
But
That was not on his bingo card. On that one.
no, I guarantee he didn't see that one coming.
Jeez.
And thank God those guys were there. Thank God those guys
yeah.
were there to
Yeah.
take him down and take him out. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's a book. That's a movie.
That's-
You know what I mean?
That's a. I don't know. I may be.
I mean, I want to know their names, like Todd Beamer.
This.
Let's roll.
That is you talk about a life changing moment, and now that give it a couple years, a pretty flippin' awesome story for your
Grandkids,
yeah, buddy.
right?
Yes.
There was a guy who tried to do something at our school. What did you do, Grandpa?
Well, well, sit down, Timmy.
All you need is a pair of the.
That's it. Didn't they stab him? I think they
Yes.
stabbed him.
Yeah.
They
like-
they physically like controlled him, and then they stabbed the dude.
I have zero problem with that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
I mean,
yeah.
What did they stab him with? A knife or a pencil?
I think it was a knife. I mean, you gotta.
Because I watched John Wick last night. John Wick 4.
Oh yeah.
Man, you can do a lot with a pencil.
Oh,
So yeah, go on.
There's a Joe Rogan and Keanu Reeves AI video. Let me try that one more time. AI video.
Oh, all that was for AI.
That was a glitch in the matrix right there.
we're gonna take a break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break.
We'll be back in a minute. This segment of our show is brought to you by Continued Freedom.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Where was it? John Wick. Keanu Reeves. Let me do that. It was Joe Rogan. And by the way, AI video is getting ridiculous. I know we're going to talk about AI
Oh, yes,
Oh,
it is,
buddy.
man.
feminism here after a while. And I was going to, as a tie-in, which we can get to in a minute, when are the AI robots going to start fighting the wars for us?
That's a great question.
Did you see Melania walk out with
Yes.
the robot? I was like,
I grabbed that video.
my initial reaction was
So is this true?
no.
Is this true that they yesterday I read, and I'm trying to fact check it, but oh, it's with Joe Rogan. This is so great.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Hang on. Let me get it to back up here. If I can get it to play. All right. Let's try this.
Make sure there's no cursing.
Yeah.
there might-
No
there might be.
guarantees. Maybe earmuff your kids if you
Earmuffs.
I was just asking about the pencil trick.
Shane Gillis.
And all that was AI.
Oh yeah, all that was AI.
is-
Shane Gillis walked in.
Yeah, Shane-
Like, what is
With
that?
the- with the
With
beer.
Bud
On
Light.
the Bud Light. Yeah, it's 100% AI. The one that they said is going to. It was kind of their proof that basically you don't need actors anymore. Which, look, when the thespians started becoming the political commentators for our culture, I was like, yeah, maybe I prefer AI.
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of Taylor Swift telling people how to vote, but it was AI. It was Tom Cruise. Let's see. I think it was it Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
The fight scene.
Yeah. I think I did see something.
I'm pretty sure that was
that.
it. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, this is 100% AI.
Yes. Yep.
100% AI. Here we go. Let's watch this one.
You killed Jeffrey Epstein, you animal! He was a good man!
He knew too much about our Russia operations. He had to die, and now you die too.
Gosh.
I don't know why they chose that as the dialogue, but
Yeah. Really.
but yeah, that's all AI. You're not going to need actors in a few years. That's why I say my industry is a dying industry. The video photo world,
Yeah.
it's not going to be necessary.
Mine too. I mean, acting is my life, and so yeah. But it is something where you look at this and go, okay. And what I was going to say is that I heard a headline yesterday, and I didn't get back to looking it up all, but did they reach general artificial intelligence? Right? They've reached.
I don't know if they have or not.
Yeah, yesterday I read that one of them had the claim that they had. And here's what's crazy is the super intelligence comes like the general will create the super in a day, 2 days. So yeah, let's watch
Is like, my thoughts on this, I don't like it. It's very weird to me.
I don't like it. However, I will say, like, I just need my leaves raked and You know what I mean?
Well-
like when John Deere comes out with this, you know,
Well, honestly, when I first saw it, I said, "This is an AI video." I thought it was like this, and this is
Yeah, yeah.
This is the dilemma that we all
Absolutely,
have. This is
absolutely.
why I say live streaming is so important, because people can leave a comment. You can leave a
yeah,
comment.
you'll
down
know it's
here,
us.
and you'll know who's talking to you.
Yep.
Could that even go away? Yeah, potentially.
I mean, like Derek has made a comment on Facebook. We've got,
Right.
so,
God, that's just so weird, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's.
but they still, I mean, it still is like, all right, it walks like a robot. I mean,
it does.
and so does she somewhat. I mean, a little. And
Well, not General Dynamics. What was the company? Boston Dynamics, I believe. And Boston, let me find out. They did the progression of their robotics over a very short period of time. Let me make sure it's Boston Dynamics. Boston, you guys can let me know down in the chat.
is it Boston Scientific? No, that's medical.
I mean, they'll get to a point where this stuff is just so smooth and effortless, right? I mean, like,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Right.
The fine motor skills
Yes.
and all of that are going to start to improve.
Yeah.
And then you when you fill it with, a brain that is connected to the well, it's not a brain, but something mimicking a brain that's connected to the internet.
yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Boston Dynamics. This is in another language, but it still works. I don't know what language this is. Anybody who speaks looks like something Germanic because it's got umlauts, which are the two dots above the O's. My German professor used to say, it's got an umlaut.
Umlaut.
Yeah, there you go. You go umlaut. He also said I spoke East Tennessee German. I'm going to mute that. So, because I have copyright strikes, YouTube. So this is them over time. And here, I'm going to speed it up because,
Man, going all the way back to the 80s. That's wild.
yeah.
I still think I'm still in the mindset of when people say the 80s that it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Always.
And right towards the end is where it really gets impressive. I mean, look at him walking on. They were in the
Walking on rocks.
10
Yeah,
years
I mean,
ago. They were walking on uneven surfaces, and yeah, when I remember when the backflip
Yeah.
video came out, I was like, "What? This
Yeah,
is
that's
getting
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But now, battery technology, Elon says that because that's really a big driver behind a lot of this is the battery technology and how long it can last without having to get hooked up to something.
If I saw one of these things like running at me though, I would. I mean, they're to me it's kind of terrifying. Yeah, man. No,
Yeah.
I don't
don't
like
know.
it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah. Well, but now you see the Tesla bots. Optimus, Elon says, in his opinion, Optimus is going to be the biggest of all of his companies. So Tesla, that building the Optimus, that's the one that was walking out with Melania. He says that's going to be his biggest company.
So that was one created by Elon.
Yeah, the one that
that
was
was
walking with
Elon.
Melania. Yeah, that one was made by Elon, and so it's very streamlined. It looks like something he would make. But if you look at it too, Elon is very specific about what he's investing in.
Oh yeah.
So he's investing in rocket technology to get to Mars. Of course, now he says the moon is the next one. They want to set up something on the moon. So he's rocket technology. He's solar power because once you're there, you have to be able to power everything that you've got. You've got robotics. Robotics are going to be the helpers for the humans that are there because you can't get enough humans there to do all the work. So you perfect robotics. Then you can take something that is space saving. You can pack robots together in very easily in order to
Yeah.
ship them up there.
They don't need oxygen. They don't need
right. They don't need oxygen, and they can work without
don't eat.
without humans. Right. When humans are
that's
sleeping,
true.
they don't consume anything, and they're powered. They're solar powered, which is why Tesla and its investment in battery technology is pushing the limits of what they're capable of doing to make long lasting batteries that can be as space saving as possible and still be insulated properly and all that. So everything he's doing has a long term. The Boring Company, when you're on Mars, You're not going to build everything on the surface because it's a harsh climate. You've got to be able to drill.
By the
So
way,
he's-
did you guys see about the Boring Company?
no, huh?
They are talking about doing a tunnel from Knoxville to Pigeon Forge.
A tunnel?
His Boring Company.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
well,
a tunnel?
Look it up.
Okay.
It's a boring company. So yeah, they're not boring. It's boring.
Oh,
Boring.
I
is
was
what-
okay.
So
Now I
they
understand.
bore. This is what
Okay.
they do.
All right.
Not to bore you, but
Yes.
Well,
Gotcha.
let's find that. If that's the case, then Music City Loop, the Boring Company. There you go. If that's the case, he's going to be drilling through very tough. It's all rock. It's all
Oh, yeah.
mountain.
yeah, oh yeah.
And let's see.
He'll probably find gold. First thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Kim folks said,
Yes.
Jed, move away from there.
Assessment, Music City. Loop project. Here's
You know
the-
Musk is going for oil.
Oh wait, I don't
yes.
need that. Tennessee and Boring Company unveil Music City Loop, a zero emissions high speed transit system connecting
So
downtown
can we just
Nashville
stop
to the
with
airport.
zero emissions
That's
already?
not it. Yeah.
Can we just stop
I
with
know.
it? You know, I heard Trump put down a wind farm that they were going to build out in the ocean, and everybody's, people are up in arms. The greenies are up in arms about it. And I'm like, you know what I want to do? I want to go fly my family, spend $1,000 to fly my family down to rent a place on the water so I can sit there and watch a wheel go around out in the ocean. Like, you got to be kidding me. You're going to clog that up too? You're going to ruin that too?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, East Tennessee. Oh, okay. Here it goes. It
Yeah.
says East Tennessee will not get a tunnel from billionaire Elon Musk.
They were on
Boring
the
Company.
They were talking about it though.
Yes,
okay.
they were. So Musk's tunneling company announced which three cities won a free 1 mile underground tunnel in the Tunnel Vision Challenge. 3 Tennessee cities were nominated, and among the contest finalists, Gatlinburg, Knoxville, and Hendersonville. While no Tennessee town was chosen to get a Tesla tunnel for transportation, Musk's company said in a March 24th post on X, formerly Twitter, that it would try to burrow a utility tunnel in Hendersonville anyway. So,
Why does Hendersonville get all the good things?
but no, I mean,
So with the moon thing,
Yeah.
their objective is to inhabit the moon. Like,
so basically that becomes the first stop, as opposed to saying we're going to go straight to Mars.
Yeah.
It's okay. We obviously have to get back to the moon if we ever went to the moon.
Yeah.
If we-
I mean,
I'm not going to get.
that's a 6-hour show there.
yeah, here we go.
a
Here
long-
we go.
that's
The
a
Jews
long
did it. Now it's a 7-hour show.
Yeah.
And
no,
Candace Owens was with him. 8 hours. We just tacked on another hour.
oh, cancel your plans tomorrow.
But yeah, I think I mean it makes sense because Earth is not going to be inhabitable, right? At this rate for very long. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Tristan says all of it gives me the creeps. Wayne has Alexa devices in every room of the house. Big brother, I refuse to speak to them.
Did you, Tristan? You need to ask, and somebody did it the other day to have their Alexa say "Jesus is Lord" 50 times. Did you guys see this video? So Alexa, yes, say "Jesus is Lord" 50 times. Okay, no problem. And it starts out, "Jesus is Lord, Jesus is Lord," and by like 30 times, you can start to hear this. Like, I don't know because I don't have Alexa. I won't have that in my house.
I've got something like it. Yeah.
You need to tell Wayne, get
Look,
that out.
It
But
doesn't matter. You've got a cell phone.
I have Alexa. It's my phone. Yeah. Yeah.
Tristan, you've got the same
But
thing. In your
you've
house.
got to. So you did, and I listened. They did it twice, and neither time could it do it 50 times without some kind of manifestation, some kind of like this. And the last time it said something totally different at the end that made like, why did you say that? Why did I say what? Like 50. Ask it 50 times and tell us, because now you're listening to us. You can ask it 50 times and see what happens and report back. I'm so curious to know if this is true.
I have been talking to somebody on the phone before. Ours is in the kitchen, and it it plays. It's not like the typical Alexa that you see, but it is an Alexa. I don't know, dude. Whatever. So I've been talking to somebody on the phone before, and it will just pop on like I'm talking to it, and I'm like,
Weird. Is
I
yours
didn't say a thing to you, and then of course
So you don't have the Alexa, you have something else.
like a little home.
the Beelzebub 3. That's what from Timu. I got that. Yeah.
We got it for Christmas. Yeah, we got it for Christmas one year. and
Yeah,
it's-
somebody got it for us.
It plays me. It plays. You know, you ask it to play
It
music.
plays music. It's got a camera in it.
It's great.
We love it.
There's been stuff flying around the house lately. You know, it's,
Best thing ever. We're thinking about getting another one and putting it in the kids' room.
you'll just stand outside and hear.
Oh, gracious me.
Get alive.
That's funny. But no, I mean the AI piece of it, that's going to be the processing for whatever it is that he's doing. And you know, that you sent me this thing about let's see, was
we'll
it a
get in-
video?
let's get- yeah.
I know we're moving a little faster through this stuff, but we kind of we left Iran in the dust.
Yeah, now we're on
Oh,
to this.
yeah, that
this is this. Okay, here. So we're gonna we'll take the rest of the show probably to make fun of this and deep dive on this stuff because
This is.
insanity.
Yeah, man.
But we're here.
Yeah.
We've talked about this for years, and we are here. Like this is happening.
All right.
This is actually happening.
The area of recklessness is the spending of governments around the world, who are all, with little exception, all spending well beyond their means. That's the recklessness of this moment in history.
By the way, BlackRock is that's the guy in the middle. It's Larry Fink. That's who runs BlackRock.
This
We
is
talk about
not
that
a
all the time.
parallel to the 1920s in terms of the recklessness of the private capital markets. It's a story of the recklessness of government spending. Within the private sector, there's a huge question as to where AI will take us. And I was carefully taking notes and listening to what Larry has to say or to what Madame Lagarde has to say, because this is one of the big issues of our moment. Will AI create the productivity acceleration that is honestly that's hoped for in Washington and in the halls of government around the world as a way to overcome the profligate spending that we're currently engaged in? Like the world needs a savior. And the hope is that AI is the savior that we need for productivity. And the challenge with this is it may or may not be. We just don't know yet.
The world needs a savior.
We could ask ChatGPT, I suppose.
We could. We could.
I subscribe to it now.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah, I went ahead
Okay.
and started paying for it because I use it all the time. I mean, I use it for YouTube videos. I use it for research, but never to because you have to verify everything. It'll give you some bogus stuff. Well, we talked about having
Yeah. We had that night happen where we were talking about the Tower of the
Tower of Babel. Yeah,
where it was like different. So, yeah.
That's they have no clue. They have no idea.
No, savior.
I mean, it is. They are so focused on the wrong thing. It is unreal.
Hey,
That phrase often refers to an inappropriate or disproportionate focus
No,
on
shut up.
something minor,
Shut up,
irrelevant,
robot.
or misguided.
Ask it to say,
stop talking. ChatGPT, listen to me. Are you going to be the savior of mankind when it comes to productivity and people being able to make large amounts of money?
I'm not here to be anyone's savior, but I am a tool that can help streamline tasks, clarify information, and support decisions. Ultimately, how productive or profitable that is depends on how people choose to leverage it.
How freaky is that, though?
Yeah, I know the voice.
But like the response.
ChatGPT, be quiet. We're going to have a conversation, and if we have questions, I'll call on you.
Understood. I'll be here when you need me. Just let me know if you want to jump back in.
So it'll sit and listen to your conversations.
yes.
And people are using it for. There's a lot of valuable use, productivity, and all of that. But it'll feed you nonsense.
I'll always aim for clarity and substance.
See?
If anything sounds off, feel free to
Obey me.
correct it.
Obey me.
Precision
Be quiet.
All right.
Hello.
I'm gonna turn you off. You don't need to be. Well, he's listening to me now. But
I mean, so the danger, it's great. And then it's also incredibly dangerous, right? So what they're talking about is how it's going to literally replace. It's going to become your moneymaker. It's going to become your economy. It's going to become everything for everybody. You know, when we see this thing walking down the aisle with Melania, you know, Musk has said that he wants one of them in every home in America by 2030, right? Or something like that. That's the goal. Everybody's going to have one.
Yeah.
We're all going to have one.
Because we all can afford that.
He's going to make it pretty inexpensive.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal is to make it
Like
in the
$20.
No.
Well, I mean, you know, yeah. I mean,
no, but if you just like you know, when it comes to the transhumanism, the implants, you know, the
Right.
with
Neuralink.
Neuralink, thank you.
Yep.
That the enhancement is going to make you fall so far behind that the social pressure to do it is going to be
you'll do
just like an iPhone, right?
Yep.
Could you go with an old school flip phone?
Oh, old school.
100% you could. Do you actually need a $1,500 cell phone that costs Apple $75 to make? No, you don't. But you do it because there's convenience. You'll pay for it over months and months and months. You'll just throw it in the plane. It's all part of
Everybody's doing it. I mean, come on, Jared.
right. Everybody's doing it, and you need to receive texts, right? How am I going to take pictures? Everybody else gets to take pictures of their
Right,
kids and their
right.
family, and I mean, think about how productive other people will be when they say, "Oh, take out my own trash, do dishes." I haven't done dishes in 5 years.
Right.
I've got a robot to do that.
Right. I'm busy writing my novel.
What it's going to become for people, it's going to become their idol.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
100%. 100%. And I'm reminded of Daniel 4, where it talks about iron mixed with clay and how, you know, we're seeing that, especially the Neuralink. And by the way, I think it was MIT just came out with a way to hook up with a mouthpiece, like a mouth guard that you put in and you can take out. So you don't have to actually be linked. You can decide when you want to hook up and unhook. And so it's not something that you need implanted. It's a mouth guard that you put in, and it's like, it looks almost like an old football. You know, remember those mouth guards? You soak them, get them all hot, and then you put them in and bite them down. And then it's like, you know, comfortable and tastes terrible and turns colors after a while. And, but yeah, they've got all kinds of like computer diodes and stuff in it, and you put it in your mouth, and you can control, you know, I watched the guy do it, put it in his mouth and just looking, and controls the mouse where he wants to go, and points and clicks and writes, and just by thinking.
It gets to the point where there's only a certain number.
Oh, look,
wow.
He is so good.
Mouth pad.
AI enabled. It's like the world's first hands-free touchpad.
Yeah.
And it's AI enabled.
Or it's actually where this came from was somebody with a lisp trying to say mouse pad. Can you hand me my mouth pad?
Oh, so this is for people who are not getting Neuralink but still want to have AI enabled. It's this.
Right, you can give me a mouth pad.
Wow.
So
it's for so they're doing it for, this is like handicap.
Wow, how do you feel
accessible. Now? Yeah, now you feel like a jerk.
I'll see you guys later. Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go to a 2-person podcast for the rest of the night. Jeremy's gonna step out.
Wow. I mean, yeah, okay. But why wouldn't they do it for everybody?
Well,
I mean, I think it's in money, so they'll do it for me. They'll do it for everybody. They'll, you know.
Well, the guy that has Neuralink, that one of the first people, they showed him playing. He was playing Halo or Call of Duty or something.
He's a believer, by the way. The first one to have Neuralink is
he?
Yeah, he was, you know, talking about
really.
But he was able to play with his mind quicker than anybody can. Like it was because you're controlling it by looking.
Yes.
So it's superhuman, the ability.
So is it okay? See, this is getting to the point though for me.
But that's just in Halo.
Well, but like, there's only a certain number of people in the world that are going to be able to understand this technology. Like the average person, it's already beyond my comprehension.
Oh, it was beyond mine 15 years ago.
Like
I, you know.
And it's going to get to the point where people were like, I don't even understand it, but they must know, the people that make them, they must know, so sure, yeah, I'll do it, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even, like, so when when the Neuralink thing, if you're playing Halo, which I was so bad at. Do you just like, if you turn and see somebody that you need to like shoot, that you need to whatever,
Unalive.
yeah, do you just turn and think of that word and then it does it, or what? Like, what is that?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, this does make, because your hands right now, your mind has to tell your hands to push the buttons, which way to turn and what to fire, right? Well,
So as soon as you have that thought, it does it.
you've got you don't have to use your digits anymore. You just turn and shoot.
But it's that fast. It's like,
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, he's slaying it on Halo because he can just think it. Where all these guys, and I mean, look, these guys clearly play Halo all the time.
oh, is that? Oh my gosh, is that Mario Kart?
I don't know what they're playing, but
Dude,
they
that's
literally
Mario
aren't-
Kart.
They're using Neuralink and they're not using their hands. Yeah.
And they are
I could get behind some Mario Kart with this.
they are
Like,
setting the land speed record on Mario Kart right now. And I'll tell you what, the guy on the pillow in the bottom, he's playing with his mouth pad.
I think they meant to. You
could
think it's
be.
really called mouse pad, but they
Miss
advertise it in
typo.
a lisp.
No, it's a play.
It's a play on words, yeah.
Oh man.
But
Jared is going to be the only one on this podcast.
But I mean, so this leads to other dangerous things, right? So you get these robots, they don't you get AI going, and then comes the medical stuff. And this is where I kind of sit back and go, okay, we need to pump the brakes. Because they have now they can take your sequence of DNA and manufacture specific medications to enhance things. You know, for example, they've got the cure for blindness.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got it. So if you're blind, you're in luck. They're going to cure you.
Is that this one?
It might be, yeah. Oh no, that's the aging one. So that's another one there. So
I don't think I've got that other one. Did you send it?
I thought I did, but you know, it could have been 2 weeks ago. But yeah, they can take out a sequence of your DNA, the message, right? And then replace it, and it will alter, and you'll get your eyesight back. So people that have been born blind can have sight.
Well, you know, this is a big thing in the medical community, especially in the Christian medical community. They're trying to, you know, Christian physicians, when it comes to, you know, genetic manipulation, when it comes to, I mean, we just look at IVF, right? IVF is, everybody says, of course, I'm pro baby. Like you have to be able to do this. The technology to freeze embryos, which is, you know, we're talking about living beings at this point, right? If to be philosophically and, you know, theologically consistent, if conception is the moment life begins, they call them snowflake babies. They are frozen in time, and they are there's literally millions of them that they don't know what to do with because they're not going to be used. They're frozen in this state of suspension, basically in a suspended state. And what do you do if you are theologically and morally consistent? Getting rid of them is murder. Right. So there's things like adoption for this, that a lot of people do that. In fact, most recently there was a child that was born that was a donated embryo that was something like 40. Let's see, it was from the oldest. Let me find it. How old it was? Oldest IVF birth. I think that the mother wasn't even born whenever it was.
Wow.
The world's oldest IVF baby is Louise Brown, born on July 25th, 1978 in the UK, making her 47 years old as of July 2025. She was the first human born via in vitro fertilization. Well, that's not the oldest one. No. Oldest IVF, that's the oldest IVF birth.
But still, to put it in perspective,
Embryo
she's born, but she's been here for 47 years when she's born.
Over 30. Okay, over 30.
Talk
and
about
a half.
age of Adeline.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. So this was in July of last year. It was the oldest baby born from an IVF embryo, which was frozen for over 30 and a half years. It was created in 1994 and just born. So technically the baby is born, but on this earth was here for 30 and a half years.
Unreal.
It's just wild to wrap your head around, really.
So
I mean,
there when it comes to CRISPR and gene manipulation and all this sort of stuff, it's technology that when they're pushing the boundaries, but those ethical limits, if you don't have a solid worldview or a foundation for us in Christianity, but in something that has the sanctity of life in mind, of every life, not just saying like the one we're going to talk about here in a minute with prolonging life, that's one thing, but to do it to the detriment of life that's already here. Does that make sense? Like you're working on putting things in suspension to, some sort of cryostasis for embryos. The natural progression is trying to do that for people in, Walt Disney's head is frozen, they say, or they're like, there's other people that were saying, well, we can cryogenically freeze your head. You can learn to thaw those things out. If you can do it progressively, then you can put someone in a suspended state until they can be reanimated.
It's a well thought out plan.
That's
there's so many moral and ethical dilemmas around all this.
That was a good one.
What's that? A good one.
So I said it's a well thought out plan. Yeah. Trey says Skynet. Yeah, we're all that. I mean, yeah, Skynet. Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe all these these frozen embryos are going to be the next wave of humanity once AI wipes us all out. That could happen too. Who knows? All right. But I think let's get back to reality for a minute though. Prolonging life, as great as this is, curing cancer. I mean, once we tear away, how many cancer cures did they announce?
Ivermectin and fenbendazole.
Like how many? It's like seriously, how many?
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's just boom, 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 boom. They're coming out with all this stuff, right?
So many things on that now.
And they're curing blindness. They're talking about this video is about age reversal. And
Tristan, I'm going to answer Tristan's question.
Did she do the 50-time challenge yet? Did she do it?
No, she said definitely going to try that. But this is over on Rumble, by the way. So she says, I'm scheduled to have a robotic heart surgery this summer, but I don't think it's AI. At least I hope it's not. And no, that's typically with those surgeries. There's a couple of systems they use. I only know this because I've done videos about them. But it's basically to reduce tremors, and you can have multiple. The surgeon doesn't even sit at the table. They're on the other side of the room.
But they do control it, right?
They control it, yeah. Or they don't. Did I say they don't control it?
No,
you said they don't.
I just want to misspeak.
I just want to make sure.
So no, they're not even sitting at the. They're not putting their hands in you. They are on the other side of the room in a console with their feet and their hands. They can control multiple arms. They can articulate in ways that the human hands can't. They are incredibly precise. And in fact, I can show you. There's not an AI video, but
listen, Tristan, just to put your mind at ease a little bit, these same surgeons that can run with their hands and their feet can't operate a skid steer. So,
well, it's not even like a robot like you.
Go on, I get where
Yeah,
you're right, and it's
no tremors. There's no tremors.
Right, the precision, everything is so spot on. I would be curious to know. When that is, and we'll pray for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. But I think, this is getting to a place where, and don't worry. Don't worry. Just wait, because you'll have a new heart. I saw somebody the other day talking about they'll be able to regenerate arms that are gone.
Here we go. Let's pull this up. It's so impressive.
Oh, I've seen this.
So this should put you at ease. Like, these are tiny little things, and these surgeons will go in here and they can make origami. That is, I think they usually do a comparison of size, like scale.
Oh, so when he's done making the swan,
it's like it's like the size of a dime or something. Yeah, there you go. Smaller than a dime.
That's so crazy.
So it's incredibly precise.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the little tiny white one on the dime.
Yeah, I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So robotics have their place.
So listen, you don't have to worry about your heart. I mean, they'll just fold it right up into a swan for you.
That's right.
It'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. But let's go ahead and tune into this video, because this is where I sat back and went, okay, the concept is so it is so incredibly spiritual because we'll become like gods. You know, I'm reminded of the movie Cocoon. Do you remember that movie with Wilford Brimley, the guy that had diabetes, right?
Hey,
I'm Wilford Brimley, and
Yes.
I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
Well, he makes a statement. We won't get any older and we won't ever die. So he says that in Cocoon. And it's like, okay, here we are in today's medicine, and this is what they're coming up with.
Now that we have in my lab that is used every day by my students, literally reverses the age of tissues in animals, in human tissue that we grow in the lab. And the first human trials to test this are going to be performed in about a month from now. And if it works, it'll transform in human history. It means that we're on a path to finally being able to reset the age of the human body, not by a year, not by 10 years, but even more than that. And what happens when you do that, what we're finding in animals, that includes primates, is that we can cure things that have previously been impossible, including blindness, by the way. And so if you're listening and you're skeptical, I'm not some hack. I am a Harvard professor who is telling the world and has written a book about it, and every day spends my life researching with a team of the best scientists I can gather around the world, showing that we can literally now reverse the aging process and reset how old the body is. In animals, yes, but potentially this year showing it can work in the human body as well.
So you're doing the first ever trial of this type in humans to reverse aging next month?
Yes, so we've submitted a form to the FDA in the US to get approval to treat blindness, a couple of types of blindness in people, as early, if all goes well, as next month. The technology now that we have...
That's the, what's that YouTube? The CEO. It's a great channel. It's huge too. It's like Chronicles of a CEO or something like that. Diary of a CEO. There it is. The Diary of a CEO. So I highly recommend it to people. He interviews some amazing people. He's got 15.4 million subs.
So my first thought when I listen to this, he's got to be good. Michelle Obama's right in the front there.
Well, that guy, by the way, that was sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
When you see him, it was kind of dark in that video. I'll see if I can find a clip of him. The dude's almost 60. He looks like
what?
Yeah, he's like 50 something.
Listen, when you're eating babies,
Holy cow, dude!
I have so much trouble with this.
So let me tell you my reaction. Literally, just is the thought popped in my mind. God does not make mistakes.
Yeah.
So my problem with it is, if you are born, blind, for instance, God had a purpose for you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is exactly what I feel. God had a purpose for you being born that way.
I will not correct you.
Okay.
But I have a differing opinion.
Okay.
I do. I don't think God created that. I think that is just a result of the fallen world.
Yeah.
And people will say, well, how can an infant be a byproduct of a fallen world? We're born without sin. No, we're born into sin.
Right. Yeah.
That right. So when we refer that, oh my gosh, he's 60s.
He's 56.
Oh well, if I shave my beard, dude.
He also does not do plastic surgery or anything like that. According to
he also looks like he's probably not married and has never had a girlfriend.
No, I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
His dad went from a biological age of like 80. This is not using the technology he's talking about. Be using some other stuff. His dad went from a biological age of like 85 to something like 62. So his biological age is, I think, he was on Joe Rogan, I believe, and that's when NMN, which is another thing that he takes on a regular basis, the sales skyrocketed. after his because he talked about taking a certain dose of NMN, and then you get the pharmaceuticals, because the stuff that's not FDA regulated, and people are calling it NMN, and it's coming from a muskrat or something.
NMN, do you know what NMN stands
I can't
for?
remember what it stands for.
LMNOP.
Yeah.
But his biological age is like 30 years old, and he's 56. So, wow, it's pretty crazy.
It is, but I mean, he talks about his credentials, and I'm a Harvard professor. It's like, that actually is a disqualifier to me. Not, as much as it's a qualifier. I'm sure he said ivermectin is terrible for the plague, but at any rate, they've created this now, which we know, like, we knew this was coming.
Yeah, that's yes.
I mean, the word,
we can't.
How is it possible that the world is going to see? The Antichrist have a massive head wound and all of a sudden it's healed, right? Like, this has to happen. This kind of stuff is going to happen. It's just, man, it's like, do we realize this as humanity? Do we realize where we're at? I mean, just last week, one of the prominent rabbis in Israel, you're nodding because you know where I'm going, don't you? Announced that Thursday they were going to announce the Messiah.
Yep.
Which we would consider the Antichrist.
Correct, yes.
And they were going to announce it.
Yep.
And then it turned out to be kind of a nothing burger.
Yes.
However, when is that verbiage used?
Yeah.
Never. They don't talk about that. They're not going to pronounce this. And so we're living in a time where it's like, it seems like everything's gotten quieter because we went through COVID and we went through all this stuff and we went through Biden, So it seems like everything's a little bit more, even though we've got a war in Iran and even though all this stuff's happening, gas is back up, but we know it's coming back down. It's all just like, everybody just breathe. It's going to be okay. Well, no, it's not. It's not going to stop. It's going to keep going because we are approaching the end. It's that simple. And I'm not saying tomorrow or the next day, but every day that we breathe is one more day closer to the end. So let's just be real about that, right? I mean, however, the signs and the frequency at which all this stuff is taking place is really telling to me. And, this, for me, this is a platform where we can share and where I get to share that, like, hey, we need to wake up as a church. We need to wake up as believers. When you see stuff like this, start to lift up your head because your redemption is drawing nigh. We're becoming like God. This is the goal. And as
this is how it all started in Genesis. This is how it.
This is it. We're gonna build a tower.
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, this is like, and I do wonder. And there's people out there that really, really heavily would agree with this wonder. Has this all happened before? Like pre-flood? Like where were we as society and humanity that God had to destroy everything?
Yeah, there's an antediluvian historian I was listening to the other day, and I cannot remember his name. He was on, actually, a guy that I've been on my other channel, for those of you that don't know,
Continue Freedom.
Continue Freedom. So over on Continue Freedom, he's had me on several times, and it's Paramount Tactical. He's a bigger channel, but he had on, let me see if I can find the guy. And this is not Paramount Plus. What am I doing? Just go to X, dude, or to YouTube. My goodness, my fingers are getting ahead of my brain. And he's very, very well known, but that's kind of his thing. He talks about, elevated technology prior to the flood.
Oh yeah, yeah. And, I mean, undoubtedly.
But he gives a ton of data on it, and he's got some strange views. So this is the channel. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, I hope I didn't derail you.
Not at all. I know Tristan will message me stuff every now and then. I think she needs to message Continued Freedom stuff and links that you can watch, because if this is like, I've done quite a bit of looking into the antediluvian world, where it's like, okay, pre-flood, what was it like? Why? I mean, the whole giants thing, all of it. You're just like, okay, this is, and we've talked about it a million times on the show, but I don't think we've really brought out the fact that we are heading back to that place rapidly. You know, where, and I do firmly believe this, and it makes so much sense when you study the word, if you look at it as a seed war, where it's the blood, the serpent seed, where the Lord says to Satan, like, your seed and her seed are going to be at war, right? And you're going to bruise her heel and she's going to crush her head. Like, that is a prophetic word about Christ. However, from that point on, and this is why Israel is such a hotbed, is because Satan wants to breed them out. And if you look at the world before, the fallen angels had mingled with the daughters of men to a point where civilization was no longer pure. Noah was found pure. Right? So his bloodline was pure. He was a human. The rest of them were not fully human. And I believe that right now, I mean, we said it right now with the mRNA vaccines and altering our DNA and everything else. I do believe that this is the enemy's plan. I think this is what he's trying to get us to do. Oh, yeah.
Timothy Alberino.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name. I tried to ask him questions during the live stream.
You were on with him?
No, I wasn't. I was in the chat, but
you were in the chat. I was like,
so, no, I've appeared.
He's like he's like Indiana Jones. Like, you know his whole story.
Oh yeah. So Gary, the guy who it's his channel. He's a very good dude, Christian guy. You know, he's he has had me, just myself, on his channel with him several times. Well, a couple of times, a few times, and he was Alberino was on, Timothy Alberino was, and I was firing off some questions to him, and he wound up answering a few. I was really trying to get him to figure out, because he goes into the book of Enoch and things, and my question about, and I'm fascinated with Enoch, that it's, you know, obviously it's a non-canonical book. It, you know, how do you pick and parcel what you take from it, and what is historical? What's, you know, is it archaeologically, historically able to be followed? And I listen, Wes Huff does some other stuff on it. And of course he doesn't make the argument that it should be canonical, but you know,
well, it's referenced in the, I mean, you know, and it's
sure. Yeah. Enoch, cause Enoch was what, Noah's grandfather, great grandfather, something like that.
Well, he's his own grandpa.
Yeah, I am.
I was going to say that earlier. Maybe this whole thing with AI is Tim Arnold.
That would be interesting
trying
to
get, or with the in vitro, the frozen embryos. So we're literally creating our own grandpas now, you know, like, anyway.
There was a song about that, wasn't it?
I'm my own grandpa. Yeah.
It would be interesting to see what your thoughts are on the Book of Enoch and all these other books and things that weren't included in the canon. Like,
well, the Book of Enoch is the big one, right? You've got the other, like,
there's like a
Jubilees,
book of Mary.
Yeah, you've got.
I mean, you know,
you've got the extra canonical. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so Enoch is interesting though, above Maccabees and all the other ones, because it is referenced in Scripture. But you have to think, like, culturally, in those times, it wasn't. You know, everything was spoken word, right? They didn't have a lot of writings. So Enoch's account was not something. It was common. It was common knowledge. It wasn't like, oh, there were giants. I mean, like this. No, that wasn't a shock to anybody. I mean, in fact, I watched David, House of David, in the first season, where they're in the city and they've got the giant spear and people hanging on the spear, and you know, it's like and then they see the handprint on the wall, and somebody says they're back, or you know, I don't remember the exact.
Well, it was there was a handprint the size of a bread basket or something like that.
Yeah, where it was like, okay, here we go again. You know, you have to remember, like they you know, this was common history for them. Yeah, they killed giants, a lot of them. Not just a few, entire races of giants that God went before them. So, you know, the nation of Israel, I don't believe, could wage war against the giants and win, but God. And which is interesting, because who went before the army of Israel? Who went out in front? was the worshipers, right? So they're sending their musicians to wage war, but the point is, I don't think they had to actually wage much war. I think they just won because they were worshiping Yahweh, and He was going before them.
As long as they followed, as long as they followed Him and obeyed Him in that, then they were guaranteed to win. I mean, it was like, you know.
So, as far as my opinion on Enoch, right?
Is that something that somebody should
read?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, so yeah, I mean Enoch, but there's there. I was trying to remember all the categories, and I can never remember all of them. But there's some that are
the Book of Giants, especially, I think, should be read. The first section.
Yeah, so like because there's, I mean, here's some of the ones that are like early books that are either overlooked or just considered non-canonical. So, the manner of the kingdom, the Acts of Solomon, the book of Nathan the prophet, the epistle of Barnabas, the shepherd of Hermas, the gospel of Judas, the greater questions of Mary, the infancy gospel of Thomas, the gospel of Peter, depicts the actual resurrection movie. Let's see, forgotten the radiance of the king, like some of them get brought out, like the epistles of Barnabas, and others that, so like the one, and it's the infancy gospel of Thomas, or was it which was the one that talked about the clay bird? I believe that was it. So it was the infancy gospel of Thomas, detailed Jesus' childhood, featuring him creating a living clay bird and cursing playmates. So these are things that are not that, and people explain it that these are things that came obviously way after. People that aren't connected to it, they get thrown out because they were written around the time and they were embellishments post Christ in the Gospels. So just because they're old doesn't make them accurate, is kind of how I understand it. So some of them, it's like, no, ignore this. This isn't
right. I mean, that's clearly like cursing his playmates. It's like, no, that's anti-character. That's not what Christ would do.
And there's theological / archaeological and historical things that have obviously brought us about. But the last thing I'll say about it is in the Gospel of Thomas, when you hear the story in the Quran where they talk about Christ, this is another thing that Muhammad referenced those things. So it was a story that some people had embellished, and it came from actually other parts of the world where they had created these stories, and that's how they come to the conclusion of one of the many ways they come.
But you're listing off what you're listing off is not the Book of Enoch.
No,
it's not.
No,
because these predate like everything.
Yeah.
Right. And so you've got the origins, the foundation of man, the Exodus, Leviticus, all those that these books, and then you have Enoch, which technically predates all of them. Okay, he did.
Yeah.
Right. So. And the Book of Enoch gives a greater account of the Watchers, a greater account of the giants, a greater account. It really gives you oh my goodness, in-depth look at this stuff. There are areas of Enoch that are a little bit, and I haven't read Enoch, by the way. I haven't read it, not because I feel like it's heretical or but because it's not scripture.
Yes.
Okay, it's extra biblical.
Right.
However, some of it is incredibly biblical, in that it's quoted.
And that it agrees with Scripture.
And it totally agrees with Scripture.
Yeah.
There are a few things that make it not biblical, but those are found in the latter part of the Book of Enoch. And because of that, you don't, it's disqualified in a sense, right? However, it's very qualified in the first part of it. And when you read it, it's, from what I have read of that, it's like, okay, well, this really happened. And there's a greater explanation of it. And there's even an explanation of like how it happened after the flood, right? Because there were giants in the land in those days and after.
Yeah.
Well, how? Well, read Enoch. You'll find out. So I don't have a problem with it. I think the big one with that stuff is it doesn't stimulate my relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, does it matter?
And I think I've heard a lot of people that, and oddly enough, it's the people that have now become really, they won't call themselves this, but they have really become anti-Semitic. Got a huge problem with that now in this country.
Yes.
Massive. And it's
we talked about that last week.
It's those people now that talk more almost about the Book of Enoch as that is like, well, it's a mistake that it wasn't put in the, like, you really get in a dangerous area. These folks that talk about this, it was a mistake to not put it in there. What was it? That the Bible that we have now really isn't the word of God. It's like, okay,
Tell them to get the Ethiopian version then.
Yeah.
Because it's in there.
Yeah. It's like,
okay. I mean, it's that simple. If you got a problem with it, then go pick that one up. But I look at it this way. My God is big enough to put it together the way it's put together.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to argue with him.
Exactly.
And we say, man picked it. Man did this. No, I'm pretty sure that God orchestrated every step of this so that we find them, we can put them in there. I mean, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding.
Get into a real dangerous, people are getting to a real dangerous spot when they have gone so far now as to, they question everything, and now they question, I don't even know if the Bible is really, when a couple years ago you were fine, you were good.
And that's clearly like, did God really say?
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of when people start letting their ideology overtake their, when you have an ideology that infects your mind to the point that becomes the priority over saying, yes, it has been studied, it's been researched, this has been debated and analyzed more than any other book in human history. And it is found to be consistent. Even the atheists, like when people start questioning whether Christ even exists, and the atheists used to try to make that argument. Now people are saying like the atheist, the agnostic, like everybody says, yes, Jesus Christ was a person. We could stop making that argument because we have so much evidence to prove that.
Yeah.
And then, it being the inspired word of God, that when you have that as an understanding, as your worldview, as the Bible developing your worldview, you start to depart from that because of something that is infecting you from the world, then, I mean, at that point, you're prioritizing the culture over your spirituality and your walk with Christ. Because the Bible always comes first. And when you say, well, now I'm hearing this thing in the news that says I should be thinking a different way, as opposed to saying, this doesn't feel right to me biblically. You don't say that. You say, nope, now the Bible, because I'm going to listen to this, because this taps into some deep desire or thought or preconceived notion that I have.
Well, I mean, I will say this. We talked about last week the disclosure of the Catholic Church, right, when it comes to these UAPs and stuff, where like the Pope said it could rewrite the Gospels. I mean, when we start to talk about these, extraterrestrials or whatever, it's like this could change the entire.
The Pope said that?
Yeah, there was somebody that had reported that the Pope had said that. So sorry.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly, the Pope said that this could rewrite the Gospels, and so I was like, well, yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that if we have interstellar, things that show up, which we know what they are. We talked about it where I was talking about that everything is channeled, like all these, everything, the UFOs, so to speak, are all nuts and bolts and they're real. However, most of them have been man-made, but they've channeled, the spirits have told them how to make this and how to do these things.
Well, anything that discredits, right? It's like the when Billy Carson, I don't know if you saw the Billy Carson and Wes Huff debate. Billy Carson essentially went radio silent after that because Wes Huff, who is remarkable theologian.
Yeah.
And he was bringing up the Emerald Tablets of Thoth and all these other things. And Wes Huff is like, well, those are considered by everybody to be forgeries. So I'm not sure why. And he just one right after the other.
Yeah.
Things that try to discredit, that's just casting doubt. It's all you have to do.
Just got to cast doubt.
Absolutely.
And people we're all curious people now, we're very curious about what's going on. And we, like you've said it before, we have access to more information than we're supposed to.
Yep.
And that could be used for good or evil.
Yeah.
And people will use it for evil to try and discredit things that, it could be trying to discredit something political, or it could something cultural or whatever.
yeah.
Try to say that it's like the heretic pastor who's about to become a senator that says, God
yeah.
is non-binary. What's
Yeah,
his name?
dude.
The little Weasley looking kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it New York? Is that?
No, he's in Texas. He's the one.
That's
that,
right. Yeah. That won against Crockett.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
Oh gosh.
You know what? It's not important.
Yeah, it's not.
I remember. I don't even want to give him credence. He's a pastor, but he talked about abortion being, how. Did you see that video? But the Mary
that it's
Mary gave consent.
Yeah.
Where it was like where he was like, Mary gave, consent. But I'm like, yeah, that's a little different. That's to have the baby.
Yeah.
Not to kill it. Right. So it's like you're.
I mean, about twisting the scriptures when he was. I was like, what are you even saying?
Did God really say?
Did
God really say that? Did he say it?
To.
Oh, here it is. Let's see. It is. Last night, Texas Democrats chose. What's his name? Tallarico. James Tallarico.
Yeah, that's it.
Tallarico. Yeah.
Let's see. Is this a whole sermon? Oh, that might be the whole sermon. Tallarico. Oh, he says some really. I mean, he's a straight up heretic. Sorry.
They love to. Here's the thing.
You know what? Just for fun, see if you can pull up and play that abortion clip where Mary, because it sounds so good.
It does. It does sound
but
good.
You're like, wait, what? No, wait, no.
They always start with Jesus is love, and they get that right. However, they don't go on to say he is also just like this.
Our trans community needs abortion.
That's not it. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Wow. Let's see. Here we go. What a heretical little
flipping crazy
monster.
Down on that side of the issue, but I say all this in context of abortion because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asks for Mary's consent, which is remarkable. I mean, go back and read this in Luke. I mean, the angel comes down and asks Mary if this is something she wants to do. And she says, if it is God's will, let it be done. Let it be. Let it happen. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of our most central stories that creation has to be done with consent. You cannot force someone to create. Creation is one of the most sacred acts that we engage in as human beings. But that has to be done with consent. It has to be done with freedom. And to me, that is absolutely consistent with the ministry and life and death of Jesus. And so that's how I come down on that side of the issue.
Talking about it was basically, well, they cut off the first part. He was talking about abortion.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't remember seeing I don't remember it happened I don't remember reading that it happened that way.
Well, they move consent to after the act of intercourse. That's what they're doing.
That's the point.
They have moved consent.
Yeah.
It's not, you had consent.
You had it. You gave up.
Did
You
what
said
everybody
you gave
has known
consent.
for the entirety of mankind.
And it's almost
creates
like,
a baby.
yeah, okay.
Yep. There was your consent. You move past that and they say, no, well, now there's got to be consent for the birth. No.
No, that's not how that works.
You do the mommy daddy dance, then there's going to, the consequence of that.
Yeah.
Consent has passed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's such a loose, it's such a loose argument. It's just insane. And you know what's sad? I don't know that he would be better than Crockett. He might not race bait as much, but he's going to definitely, those people are so cringeworthy to me. So,
yeah.
But it is like 10:90 at this point.
10:90, yes.
So we're going to need to wrap up. But Tristan, we'll be praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll definitely pray for you.
I just saw Wayne was on here too. He was over on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll pray for you when the time comes, especially. and maybe we even have a call in. That would be fun.
Oh, we need
That actually,
We need to do
that
call.
would that could change the whole game for us.
I
right
can
there.
technically do it.
Call-ins.
Yeah, that could change it all. But as always, I want to encourage you. Jesus is alive and well, no matter what's going on. And I know sometimes the news cycle and everything else just seems so, ugh. But man, he just loves you, and he is for you, always for you. So, whom shall we fear? If God be for us, who can be against us, right? So, no matter what happens in Iran, no matter what happens with the price of gas, no matter all the things, and God is on the throne, and he's coming, and I believe he's coming soon. So we never want to close out a broadcast without saying two things. Number one, like and share and comment and all the things. Email us if you have things you want us to talk about at thebraverthantheRest@gmail.com. And then, of course, last but not least, keep your eyes to the skies. Our King is returning. Braver than the rest. Till next week.